Hi, I'm Josie Brightwell, and this is my video for SAE for All implementation. So looking at number 1, we are starting on page 7, and we're looking at the table that provided information of the agriculture teachers' perceptions on guiding principles for SAEs. So I was supposed to look at what stood out to me and why. I would think the main thing that stood out to me was teachers should be provided extended contract days to facilitate SAE supervision. So I teach in Georgia where we have extended day and extended year. So it's very wild to me that most states do not have extended day nor extended year, because those days really help me do these SAEs. Going to livestock shows, most of those are on the weekends, on school breaks, going after school to kids' houses for home checks. That has to be after school. Regular teachers in Georgia don't get paid to stay after school. I do. That money helps me be able to spend time away from home to help my students better their projects. Okay. Number 2, we're looking at page 3, where the reported information about agriculture teachers for their SAE methods. They noted that a majority of teachers indicated they are not required to implement SAEs. So what might this indicate? How could the lack of requirement impact agriculture teachers' ability to successfully implement SAEs within their program? That's also very crazy to me, because for my program of work for the state of Georgia, SAEs are required. All of my students, when I log them into the FFA.com, are required to have an SAE chosen, like the type or whatever. When I have my evaluation, I have to show like my grade book, student examples of the SAEs that my students are participating in and how I'm helping them. Yes, I could see how it is a lack of requirement, and for the teachers that are trying to do them to successfully implement them. But how do your students have to know they're not required of them? I would add it into your course syllabus. Even if it's not required for you to have SAEs, make it a requirement for your class. I think SAEs are very valuable in helping students. Even if it's not their career choice, they're getting responsibility, time management skills, lots of valuable skills that they will take with them into college and their future careers. Okay. Number 3, starting on table 6, the provided information about agriculture teachers reported implementation of guiding principles of SAEs within their ag ed program. Which report results stood out to me and why? Let me see which one it was. It was, to me, the one that stood out the most was SAEs are a graded component of agriculture coursework. To me, I'm horrible at reading data. But when I look at the data, it had the highest standard deviation, one of the higher standard deviations for the survey. So I would think that would be people saying they can't grade SAEs, which I do. They have a startup, so their plan, we have multiple check-ins. I'm year-round, so they get 3 check-ins in the year. These are all daily grades, and at the end, their SAE presentation with their turned-in SAE, which is like a little packet, is like a big test grade. So they get 2 grades, their completed SAE and their SAE presentation, which can either be a PowerPoint or a poster, and they present it. So, to me, the grades are important. You must add those. If you're not grading your students, why are they going to do it? They're not going to just do it for free. Okay. I'm using the article because this is a lot of numbers for me to try to remember. Okay. Page 19, agriculture educators who actively implement SAEs tend to have more favorable perspectives of SAE for all framework. Do you think this is so based on what you currently know about the topic and what your perspective regarding the SAE for all framework? I'm going to turn this into like a more personal one. I've tried to play around on SAEforall.com and I've kind of struggled with it. I don't know if it's just I'm not really that tech savvy, but I know a bunch of people that do use it. When my students are brainstorming, I allow them. I go SAE for all. Like, that's one of the resources you can look at. My co-teacher, I know she follows the SAE for all implementation. So I think it just really depends on the teacher and how they do their SAE. Because I do like SAE searches and stuff, and I already have lists like, okay, I know you don't do this, but we have these ideas. Okay, number 5. If I were to recreate this article in my state, how do you think the results would look in comparison to their results? Why and how could you use the results of your study to help ag teachers in your state with their practices? So my states would look very, very different because we do have extended day. SAEs are required for all students. So I think it would be a big shift up in how the results look. And I do believe SAE for all is good for those smaller schools, maybe the inner city schools within our state, because I mean, as I've said in multiple videos, I do struggle to help my students get SAE started, but it's based off the things they have at home. They don't have the resources, but I change it to where if they have to do it at school, that's fine with me. But yeah, thanks.